The materials and tools that we will be using to make this scarf. Here I have a size K 10.5 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this time I'm going to be using yarn from Premier Yarns. Their name of this is Puzzle. The color is called Dominoes. Let's get started. Before I begin, I always like to pull my yarn from the center of my skein. I like to pull some out so that I have enough to have proper tension when creating my stitches, especially chain stitches. So please pull some out, and let's start with our scarf. To begin, we're going to start with a short tail, and we're going to place a slip knot on our hook. Then we are going to start with a chain of 30 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please continue until you have 30 chains. After you have 30 chains, I would like for you to pinch that top chain and chain 2. The chain that we pinched, we're going to be placing our first stitch in. The stitch that we are using is the half double crochet. To do that, we have a loop on our hook, yarn over, insert the hook. There's 3 parts of our chain. On my first row, I like to go under 2 parts of that chain. And we're going to draw up a loop, yarn over and through all 3 loops on the hook. We're continuing with the half double crochet all the way down our chain till we get to the very end. When you are done, you should have 30 half double crochets on our chain. Please pause your video. At the end of 30 half double crochets, chain 2 and turn your work over. Our first stitch will go into the first hole that you see here. We're going to do a half double crochet across until we have 30 again. Please go to the end of the row. Please pause your video. At the end of every row, we will be chaining 2. Let's turn our work. In this row, we're going to start our uphill pattern. So, we're going to start off with 12 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Chain 1. We're going to skip this stitch, so in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, in the next stitch, a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over through the 2 loops, yarn over and through the next 2 loops, chain 1, skip the next one, and in the next one, double crochet. So it'll be yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, chain 1. We're going to do 1 more double crochet, skip the next stitch, through 2, through 2, chain 1. Our next stitch is going to be a treble stitch. We're going to skip, yarn over twice on our hook, insert our hook, pull up a loop through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2, chain 1. Let's do it one more time. We're going to skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch, a treble. Finger on loop on the hook, yarn over twice, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, chain 1. We have 2 more stitches in this row. We're going to skip our next one, and in this one we're going to do what's called a double treble. Place your finger on your loop. We're going to wrap the loop, or we're going to wrap our hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Insert your hook. Try to maintain your tension as you're doing this as well. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2 loops on the hook, just as if you were doing a double crochet or a treble. Notice how I'm pinching each step as I go. Okay, and then at the end, chain 1. We have 1 more double treble we're going to do at the end of the row. So we're skipping 1, and we have our last stitch. Place your finger on your loop, wrap it 3 times. If you need to slide it down, do that. Insert your hook, and then pull up a loop. Yarn over through 2 loops. Notice I'm still holding tension on my finger here. Yarn over through 2. I'm going to raise my finger and thumb and pinch the bottom of that stitch again. Yarn over through 2, and yarn over through the last 2. And this is what we have so far. Let me see if I can tilt it just a little for you. You see how it's going on, a little curve right here. So let's chain 2, and we're going to turn our work. It will curve, but once you get the new row of stitching in it, it'll straighten itself out. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our opening right here. Make sure you count your stitches as you go across, but if you follow me, we'll be just fine. So we're going to place 1. This row is all half double crochets, so we're going to place 1 in that loop. Let me see how much time I got on my camera. Okay, because my camera only holds up to 12 minutes. GoPro will shut me off. Okay, so we have 1 here. Now we're going to place 1 because of our chain. Okay, we're not going to place one here, we're going to place one right here. Okay, so place a half double crochet here. We got our chain 1, so we're going to place one there. Place one right here. Add our chain 1. Okay, so we're basically going past that post and into the hole. And then our chain 1. We're not chaining 1, we're putting stitches where that chain 1 is. Then we got the next one. If you get ahead of me, that's fine. Just please review as we go along. And then here we have one in our chain 1 space. Here's our other side of our post. We're getting down into the shorter stitches now. Okay, so we're going to get right there. And into our chain 1 space. I'm going to get one over here. And into our chain 1 space. Okay. Oh, we got one more. Here we got another half double crochet. And another chain 1 space. Okay, so we're supposed to have 12 stitches here, so let's count back. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can see that our next stitch will be going right here. Okay, let's finish out our row. I know with the bigger hook, this will go a lot faster. And it is a little wide, but it is going to be so soft and so warm. This Premier yarn is a joy to work with and a joy to look at the colors that comes with it. See my little pull out here, you can see the various tones. I think it's beautiful. It's kind of a teal color, even though the camera is showing more of a blue color. Now, before we move on, double check to make sure you have 30 half double crochets across, and I'm going to do that with you to make sure that I'm right too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so we should have 30. Let's take a break and relax. Please pause your video. So the next thing we're going to do, before we have our pattern right here again, excuse me, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 4 rows of half double crochet. When you do your row, please count either as you go along or at the end of each row to make sure that you have the 30. So I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to ask you to complete 4 rows of the half double crochet. When we start again, we'll start with our pattern right here. So please pause your video. After you've completed your 4 rows, you should be ending on the same edge as the one before. Okay, so let's chain 2, turn our work, and now we're going to start this row here again. So we're going to do 12 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Chain 1, skip 1, in the next stitch, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet in the next one, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. We're going to do a double crochet 3 times. 1, skip 1, and there's 2, skip 1. Don't forget your chains in between your stitches. Here's number 3. Our next stitch is a treble. Skip 1, yarn over twice, insert our hook, chain 1, yarn over twice, skip 1, insert our hook, chain 1, skip 1. This time we will wrap 3 times on the hook. We are doing a double treble. Chain 1, wrap 3 times on our hook and into our last stitch. Make sure you pick up 2 parts of your stitch, yarn over through 2, 2, 2, and 2. I know I went a little quicker this time, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't burn up too much time on our video here. You'll notice that this is our repeat. So what we did here is the same thing we're doing on this row. Then we do 4 rows in between. So when we stop, we'll have it so that we stop on this side so that we can start our pattern across and our increase. Okay, so let's go ahead and we've chained 2. Make sure that you count 30 after this row. Let's get started. Our first one goes into that big hole right there, into the chain 1 space, okay, into the hole on the other side of the post, chain 1 space, into that hole, chain 1 space, into that hole, the chain 1 space, into that hole, and the chain 1 space. We're still going across, so into that hole, in the chain 1 space. Here we are on the other side of that double crochet from the previous row. The chain 1 space. It's time for me to pull some more yarn out. Okay, so here we are at our half double crochets. Make sure you're on the left side. So into that hole and into the chain 1 space. Okay, on the left side of that stitch again, and into the chain 1 space. Okay, let's do our count from the end. I find this to be easier, especially if you're beginning. We're going to count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we don't mistake by putting a stitch here. We want to put it here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now this is the first row of 4. I'm not going to do 4, but we will double check our count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay? So, continue on with 3 more rows for a total of 4 rows after you do this design, and then you'll be starting it on this side, and then it'll go on to this side, and then this side. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. I hope to see you again. Please come back. I will offer more on crocheted videos and maybe cooking, and I'm also thinking about going into needle tatting as well as some other crafts that I do. I've been doing crafting for probably close to 50 years now, and I do know a lot of things besides just crochet. So until next time, bye-bye.